What's good with it? It's your boy, Simon Phoenix. This is Shots Fired Podcast. What up? What up? What up? Shoot your shot. Gun Rules Finest Podcast. That's right. Shots fired. Bang, bang. Yo, what's good with it? It's your boy, Simon Phoenix, Shots Fired Podcast, Sunday Night Rant. If you are new to the program, the information here, that's how you're going to get your topic on the show. Get it, got it, good. Okay, so as you know, Drake has dropped a new project. That's right, Drake done dropped something new. And the name of the project is For All the Dogs. Well, you guys have sent me so much. And when I say so much, I mean like 40, 50 emails asking about what did I think of this album. And the questions were bogus in how they were worded. So I figured I would go about it a different way than to just try to give you my take on the album, because damn it, that'll probably be real boring. So I decided to give you, why do old heads hate Drake? Since a large portion of the people who write into this show is over 35. Let's just say that. So where do we begin with the assault of old heads? Now, anybody who's familiar with Joe Buttons and his podcast knows that Joe was very, very hard in his critique of the album. And a lot of people had something to say, good, bad, and indifferent. Myself, I thought Joe did a pretty good job of breaking it down, but not really giving the true why old heads are haters of Drake. But even Ebro got into it with the conversation, which I thought was kind of interesting, because I thought Ebro, he has, in his own words, said what we expect or want from Drake, we're never going to get. So you just got to let it be. It's going to be what it is. But for most of the old heads I talk to who love rap, who are hip hop heads, we find these are the top 5 things that people say when they hate him. He raps Lauryn Hill, all sing, no rap. He might as well be R&B. My personal favorite is that he's effeminate, simpish, and petty in the girl way. That's probably my favorite out of all of them right there. He's petty in the girl way. Like, it's a hell of a thing to say about artists. And then others are just like his continuous shots at women when the relationship goes left. I would say go back to the last thing I just said, and that probably would equate to be the same thing. And last but not least, he is the Sammy Sosa of hip hop. And then the explanation behind it is even better, that we believe that you are all about the do anything to win by any means category of rapper. And they go on to point out that everyone that's been signed to you that leaves you is bitter. You put nobody on for real. No projects came out of OVO. And in a nutshell, you have just been the leech of hip hop. So for me to get off into this conversation about a guy like you and to try to give it a honest opinion is kind of hard, because a lot of the rapper things you do, I don't agree with. And then a lot of the man things I don't agree with. So it puts me in a quandary, because I'm probably one of the few people who will word any of it like this. Unfortunately, it just seems like you have continued to give the same kind of project you've always gave. A melodic, I'm angry at women for not being my trash cans, and I will throw subliminal shots at rappers and other individuals that I don't like. And if you talk shit about me, I'll just say I have lots of money and lots of hits, so I'll do what I want to. And I will have a pity party if I choose, or I will be a dirtbag and try to sleep with your girl. This is who you've been pretty much the whole career. So, do you have a couple joints on there that I think are going to ride? Yep. I think that you're going to get in the bar with the joint with Sexy Red. I think that's going to fly as a hell of a joint. Gotta say that jam with J. Cole is fire. So I think that's gonna ride. I was kind of impressed by the Virginia Beach joint. Thought that was fire. Really enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I'm like everybody else, thought it was gonna be a diss song. Wasn't. Nice way to subvert my expectations. I'll give you that. What else? I think it's like two more, but I didn't. That was one of the things I didn't write down on my sheet, was the joints I was really in love with. But for the most part, it sounded like a rapper who has been doing the best of rapping to a certain type of genre of people. And whether you think that's youthful, whether you think there's people who are moody, whether you think that's the pop group of rap, you know, people that just kind of like here for the party songs in hip hop, whether you think it was any of those groups, it seemed like that was the focus. And it's always seems like that's the focus with Drake. Is that's where he's going to go. That's who he's going to supply to. And he's going to say some petty things about people if you're into subliminals. And that's pretty much it. So I kind of already knew it was going to sound like this. Now, the real reason he became the topic for tonight was I was more interested in the pushback. I was interested in the fact that Joe said something. I was interested in the fact that Ebro said something. I was interested in the fact that a lot of bloggers was discussing they didn't like the album. And for me, I was in shock because I'm like, this is who he is. He's been this kind of artist the whole time. This is what he gives out. What is shocking about this to y'all? I don't get it. I don't see the shock. Like, this sounds like all of the Drake albums. Has he had better songs? Yes, but he still delivered when it came to giving you a few bangers. Anything outside of that, this is who he is. I think Ebro did do a very good job in explaining the point, like, Drake has always been that kind of guy that guys who are real hip hop heads really don't like. Old heads don't like it. I would say, and I've been saying it for years, he's the Lauryn Hill of rap. That's what it is. When Lauryn dropped the project, we knew she could sing, but the project was singing and rapping. It was fire, but for those people who knew that she was greater than a lot of MCs and just wanted to hear her spit bars, we never got that. And there's a large group of you out there that really wanted that from Drake, really wanted Drake to be that guy to have the bars. But there's people like me that's like, well, we have had the bars in question for years. So even when he gives us the bars, I'm not quite sure they're your bars. And I'm not saying they're not, but I'm saying you have had a lot of speculation in that arena. So it's not like saying a Method Man or Redman spitting bars where you like, yeah, 100% I know Meth wrote that shit. I know that came from Meth's pen. I think that's a different kind of energy when you have that asterisk behind your name. So when you have asterisks this many times where we feel like you petty, we feel like you go after girls harder than you go after dudes, when the fan bases are saying you were always saying some effeminate type shit, which is basically some soft batch cookie shit for y'all that don't get it. It's that type of shit that has people looking around being like, y'all shocked over what this album sounds like? His projects always sound like this. This is who he is. So I'm not shocked. Like I said, he's going to have his hits. He's going to do his thing. I think, yes, he's trying to position himself to continue to make songs with younger artists. Yeah, but I think he's always done that. Like, I don't see where the shock is. I'm more impressed that you got on the song with J. Cole. Like, me even pausing to think about it still blows my mind that you decided to get on a song with the monster. I give you credit. That was brave as hell. I mean, he still gave you the business on your song. If as we say, who had the better verse? He did. That's what we mean by he gave you the business. Like, nothing he said was towards you. Not saying that. But what I am saying is he out-rapped your ass on that song. Easy. Not even a question. Not even a discussion. So, in a nutshell, I think the album is pretty good for a Drake album. I think he gave me exactly what I expected. A few hits, a few songs I could sing along with. And, you know, as usual, he goes in my potato chip group of rappers. To me, he will never be a Kendrick. He will never be a J. Cole because he's a potato chip guy. What I mean by that is he's snack food of rap. It's cool for the moment, but there's no substance. Where somebody like a J. Cole, somebody like a Kendrick Lamar, those are his peers, there's some substance there. Wale, there's some substance there. Whether you say you like those artists and all their music, people who do are going to tell you there's more than just bullshit in them lines. So, you know, that's my take on that album. Like I said, I think it's a Drake album. I think it's going to do good number-wise. He has a great fan base. They're going to be behind him. I think he's going to be all right. But I'm, like I said, still shocked over the pushback. Just blown away how many outlets, how many people was like, they ain't even fucking with it. In a nutshell, like, they was just like, we don't like it. Or he could have did better, or whatever their gripe was. I'm shocked that people weren't giving him a raving review like they normally do, because this sound like what he do. So, you know, I would say it's, you know, probably like C+, B- joint. For Drake, it's gonna ride, definitely. For me, it's potato chip rap. Consumed this year, forgot about next year. All right. Anyway, this has been Shots Fired. I have been Simon Finks. If you'd like to get your topic on the show, the information behind me, that email, right? You're going to send those topics here. If you are an artist, an entertainer, a comedian, a small business owner, a big business owner, if you would like to come on the show and be interviewed by me, which I would love to do, hit the email. You too can be like Love Kiana. You too can be like Guapped Up Speedy. You too can be like Alfie the Great. You dig what I'm saying? You too can be like Lil Dion. You come on the show. We're going to talk about your project. We're going to talk about your music. We're going to talk about your merch. We'll talk about whatever you got. I would love to kick it with you. I know my fans would too. All right? All right. Holla at your boy. I'm gone. Peace.
How you want it with the doors cracked? How you want it with the lights off?
Yeah.
Maybe you could lay your seat back.
Okay.
Maybe we could take the night off, yeah. Maybe have a little nightcap. Let you know that I'm feeling you.
Right.
2 shots and I'll show you what does Henny do. Yeah. How you want it with the doors cracked? How you want it with the lights off?
Yeah.
Maybe you could lay your seat back.
Okay.
Maybe we could take the night off, yeah. Maybe have a little nightcap. Let you know that I'm feeling you.
Right.
2 shots and I'll show you what does Henny do.